lived with his family in the forest. He lived in a beautiful house with his mom, dad, and two older brothers. Jimmy didn't like to sleep in his own bed. One night before going to bed, he asked his mom, "Mom, can I sleep in your bed with you? I really don't like sleeping in my bed alone." "Sweetie," said Mom, "everyone has their own bed, and your bed suits you just right." "But Mom, I don't like my bed at all," answered Jimmy. "I want to sleep in your bed." "Let's do this," said Mom. "You get into your bed, and I'll hug you, tuck you in, and read you and your brothers a story. Then, afterwards, I'll give you a kiss and sit with you until you fall asleep." "Okay," agreed Jimmy, and gave his mom a kiss. Mom hugged Jimmy and read a bedtime story to her three children. And during the story, the children fell asleep. Mom gave all of them a good-night kiss and went to sleep in her bed in her room. In the middle of the night, Jimmy woke up, sat up in bed, looked around, and saw that Mom wasn't next to him. So he got out of bed, took his pillow and blanket, and sneaked quietly into Mom and Dad's room. He got into their bed, hugged Mom, and fell asleep. They slept like that the whole night until the morning. The next night, Jimmy woke up in the night again, took his pillow and blanket, and tried to leave the room like the night before. But just then, his middle brother woke up. "Jimmy, where are you going?" he asked. Jimmy stuttered, "Nowhere. Go back to sleep." He quickly ran to his mom and dad's room. Jimmy sneaked into their bed and pretended to sleep. But his middle brother was wide awake. "I wonder what's happening here," thought his brother to himself, and he decided to follow Jimmy. When he discovered that Jimmy was sleeping in their mom and dad's bed, he was very upset. "So that's the way it is it?" he thought. "If Jimmy's allowed, then I want to also." And he got into their parents' bed as well. Mom heard the strange noises, opened her eyes, and saw the two children in bed. She made room for them in the bed by making do with a small corner of the bed for herself. Again, they slept like that the whole night until the morning. On the third night, the same thing happened. Jimmy woke up at night, took his pillow and blanket, and went to his parents' room. His brother followed him again and got into their parents' bed together with his pillow and blanket. But this time, the oldest brother also woke up. "Something's not right here," he thought to himself, and followed his two younger brothers to Mom and Dad's room. When the oldest brother saw his two brothers sleeping together with Mom and Dad, he was very jealous. "I also want to sleep in Mom and Dad's bed," he thought to himself, and quietly jumped into the bed. They slept like this the whole night. The three bunny brothers were in their parents' bed, while Mom and Dad had to try and find room for themselves on the corners of the bed. It was really uncomfortable for them. Mom and Dad never rested the whole night. Tossing and turning, they tried to find the most comfortable way to sleep. And it wasn't easy for the little bunnies either. They turned over and over in the bed and tried to find a comfortable position until it was almost morning. Then, suddenly, boom, bang, the bed broke. "What happened?" Jimmy shouted, and woke up straight away. "Humph!" screamed the middle brother, who also woke up. "Oof!" yelled the oldest brother while lying on the floor. "What are we going to do now?" said Mom sadly. "We'll have to build a new bed," Dad answered. "After breakfast, we'll go to the forest and start working." After breakfast, the whole family went to the forest and started to build a new bed. After a whole day's work, they had made a big, strong bed out of wood. The only thing left was to decorate it. "We've decided to paint our bed brown," said Mom, "and you children can choose whatever color you like to paint your beds." "I want blue," said the oldest brother with excitement, and ran to paint his bed blue. "And I choose the color green," answered the middle brother happily. Jimmy took the color red and the color yellow. He mixed the red with the yellow and made his favorite color, orange. He painted his bed orange and decorated it with red and yellow stars. There were big stars and middle-sized stars and even very, very small stars. After he finished painting his bed, he ran to Mom and proudly shouted, "Mom, look at my beautiful bed! I love my bed so much. I want to sleep in it every night." Mom smiled and gave Jimmy a big hug. Ever since then, Jimmy has slept in his orange bed every night. And he loves